Anyone
can be underrated.
as fuck.
You are now tuning into the latest episode of the Underrated as Fuck podcast.
Hosted by the one and only Bliss.
And you already know, Mighty Zay.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Underrated AF podcast.
That's hard.
This is a special episode because by the time it comes out tomorrow, it'll be the 5th. Mighty's birthday. Let's go.
Leo season, baby.
29 years old. How do you feel?
I'm feeling 23.
23?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? This episode is episode 29 that we're recording right now.
That's hard.
For real, like unplanned. What do you think about that?
That's
crazy. That's
crazy.
crazy.
It's 52. Like.
No, like I just realized that right now. That's a crazy coincidence. Turning 29.
29th
episode.
29's coming out on the 29th, so it's hard.
So I was gonna do a guest, but like all this kind of lined up in a way to where it's like Zay birthday kind of thing. So pushing guests till next week. But this week we got a little special something
We
going
do.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I'm fucking dead. That's hard.
Got a little birthday podcast. You son. I'm dead. Yo, did you see it over here?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, son.
That's hard. That's hard.
So today is Sunday. It's not officially his birthday, but you know what I'm saying? We got to celebrate a little early, is it?
That's hard.
So do I have to sing happy birthday or what?
Yeah, but you got to do it like Marilyn Monroe.
I'll do the last like 3 lines.
Hard.
Happy birthday, dear. 4-time belt holding. Gonna go to the Olympics one day.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Happy birthday to you. Oh, shit. Yo, we did that shit.
Yo, that was
I told
crazy.
you today
I did
is
not
going to
realize
be
it.
full of surprises. Yo, I pulled out the 9mm real quick.
I wonder what that looks like in the camera. Yeah.
Did you see
That was
this
nice.
over there?
No. Like, I didn't even know what that was. I was like, oh, some wrapping paper.
Oh my god, I just clipped the shit out of these microphones. Oh shit, I'm fucking dead, dude.
Yo, that was dope.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, fucking weed.
I'm fucking dead. Can you blow the candles out? Okay, that's it. I swear, there's nothing else over here.
No, let me see. He said,
I'm fucking dead. Alright, so 29th episode, 29 years old. Let's go.
That was hard.
Hey, but look, we got a cool like set now with
That was hard.
So what do you think? Now, did you really not see any of that over here?
Not.
I'm
no.
fucking dead.
So I was like, what?
So admittedly, that was a lot louder than I thought it was gonna be.
That shit.
I didn't realize it was gonna be boom, but you know what I'm saying? Special occasion requires special stuff.
That was 10.
You know what I'm saying?
That was level 10. That was 10.
Are you awake?
Yes.
Yeah. Look at you can see where the microphone's
The
clipped.
first ones.
I'm dead. So how do you feel, Mr. 29 years old?
Whew. I feel great. I feel like this is the first time in life where I got everything right. Like, you know what I mean?
Hard. Like today, you're not like worried about anything. Everything's going smooth. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not worried about nothing. Life is
Man,
good.
some of it.
And all I gotta do is just work a little bit more harder every other day, and I'm gonna be exactly where I want to be. Like, so life is great. Life is good. His birthday is just...
So I know 29 is tomorrow, technically, right? But I mean, is this because every now and then I'll turn a certain age and then I'll feel it. You know what I mean? So it was weird, but when I turned 27, I don't know why, but I felt like, yo, this is different. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe like a mental thing or something. I don't really feel it when I turned 29. What, like 3 months ago?
I want to say 27 was the age where I really felt that.
Did you
And
for
then
real?
The rest of them was more of just kind of like, oh, we're
Is that a
understanding more.
coincidence?
I just think that's when we're coming into like fruition.
Well, they say that men fully mature or whatever at 27.
27 to like 32. That's like their prime.
But I just think it's crazy that I felt different. You know what I mean?
You feel like you were stepping a little different? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just felt like I was walking into the mist, like an Elden Ring kind of like lingo going on. Walking into the mist, and then I seen this like big new area that I was like,
It's just Radon standing at the top of the steps. That's life. Like,
but yeah, I feel like 27 was a cool moment to like, oh shoot, I'm about to be 30 coming up, but I still feel like I'm like 21. You know what I mean? Kind of.
did you feel like you had like longevity, or like how did you feel like?
I don't know. Maybe like the pressure of being 20 in your 20s, because it's a lot of pressure. You don't know what you're doing
You
with
just
your
don't
life.
know.
Maybe your finances aren't like set.
Oh,
I don't know. You're just kind of experiencing and learning as you go. And I just feel like getting to the end of your 20s is like, okay, well, actually, this is what life has to offer. Now it's time to just live it in a kind of way. You know what I mean?
so it's kind of like living your life. You go into your room, and then you have your clothes all scattered throughout your room, and then whenever you organize all your clothes and you can put them away, that's what that's like. You know what I mean?
You gotta
Everything's just like
fold your clothes.
fold your clothes. Do some push-up.
I want to fold clothes with
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Do some push-ups.
No, but that's how I feel like. I feel like when I was younger, I didn't know how to like organize anything in my head. So I would just take whatever it was full blast and then just try to like recuperate from that blast rather than being like, all right, let me set this up, and then I have an event coming up or this or that coming up, and then everything's like doop 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 doop. Less mental stress.
And yeah, I do feel like as far as like mental epiphanies, like they're becoming more profound. It's almost like, yo, I just
deepening.
figured this out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like,
I
this is
used
dope.
my full
Yeah.
man mental capacity
Feel
and
that.
I figured this out. Like, I'm not missing anything. I've seen it. So that has to
That
be
was a good way of putting it.
That has to be
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah, I feel like if you can visually see, like if you can mentally see it, like, you know what I mean?
Before we get to the news and stuff, on this topic, I want to mention something that Logic said. And I don't know if he said it exactly as I'm about to say it, but this quote by Logic, he said it in one of his songs. It like always sticks with me. And I just think it's cool. I don't know. He basically says when he was a kid, he used to want to grow up because he didn't know anything. And then now that he's grown up,
Still don't.
he realizes that all these grown-ups still don't know nothing.
Isn't that cool?
And I just thought, yeah, it was cool because that kind of portrays the anxiety you have as a kid, or like in your like growth process. And then it also like kind of you could visualize it a little bit, like when you get to that age,
Right.
then it's like the realization of, wait, nobody knows a damn thing. And then what we really got to focus on is just day to day, living life, appreciating life.
I feel like everything kind of falls back onto your morals. Like, that's the thing that separates anybody from everybody. You know what I mean? Like, is
your
this
moral
person,
compass.
Yeah, it's kind of like what drives you. You know what I mean? Like, is somebody gonna really like clean stuff? So they're gonna really clean stuff. Is somebody gonna really like doing stuff the hard way? They're gonna do stuff the hard way. Like, you know what I mean? Life's funny.
People are funny because they decide to do stuff the hard way. You know,
3 months.
Common sense. Not everybody got it.
Oh my god.
You know what? Everybody got it. Not everybody uses it.
Do they even have it?
I don't know, because I'm seeing weird stuff on the news and stuff about like genetically like
Faltering.
messed up. I don't know. Maybe when they say the screws are loose, you know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah.
they really are loose and they don't have certain, you know, You know when
Get
they
the
do
drill.
images of the brain and it's like
This part is active. This part's active.
yeah, it's like maybe like this part of it doesn't get as active. So you know what I mean? They just
it's
don't
like
get
a
the
gray spot.
cognition to go.
You know, it's
through.
like green and orange. That one's just gray.
Oh my! It's just dark.
Yeah, it's just-
and then this is light. And then they show a picture of like a kitty cat or something, and then all right, y'all. So that was a one of a kind, introductory to the episode. Before we get on to anything else, you already know what we got to talk about. We're gonna jump into some music.
Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
yeah.
bang.
Hey, okay. So there's one album that's currently out that is pretty significant. I haven't heard it yet. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
No? Okay, so Polo G released an album called Hood Poet. What do you think?
It's kind of hard.
What is your overall opinion of like Polo G?
I think he's cool. He's cool.
I think he has some good songs. I like his voice. I like that song called like Rockstar or something that he made. And then remember he said that he bought all his friends a bunch of whips.
That one?
I don't know. I got it in my head, but I can't like verbalize it. You know what I mean? But no, I'm a fan. I'm not like a dedicated fan, but
I was thinking of Trippy.
when I hear something, were you?
Yeah, that's the song I was thinking.
When I hear something by Polo G, I'll check it out. I appreciate what he releases, but
feel
I
like he
just
does,
don't
like,
know a
quality
lot
work.
about the dude. You know what I mean?
So you haven't like spent like an entire day just like listening to just straight Polo G, trying to figure out like what you do like, what you don't like.
Right. But another reason why I see myself maybe leaning towards hearing the album is because like my nephews, they're like, "Yo, Polo G just released." You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. Like
They've built up the hype.
yeah,
Yeah.
In my world, my younger family members are like hype about it. So it's like, okay,
Yeah, might
he's
as well
got
check
the
it out.
audience. If you got the younger generation of audience, like these high school kids,
If you got the kids singing your songs, like you're set. Like you got what it
you
takes.
are somebody, because those kids are gonna grow into their 20s and they know you. So
Taking you with them. That's hard.
So
yeah,
are
we're gonna check it out.
you gonna check it out?
I'll check it
maybe?
out.
Yeah.
I do like the damn, what album is that reminding me of? Hood Poet. I'll come back to me.
Okay. Okay, so August 9th, there is a lot of music coming out.
Crazy.
So I wanted to take this moment to kind of just shine light on a few. But there is some stuff coming August 9th. So let's get into it. So we got Big Sean. Album called Better Me Than You.
B.I.G.
Yo, I've been seeing the marketing rollout. Like he's been releasing little video clips. Have you seen that video he put out? It was a marketing video, and it was about like it was like a dial, and it was like focus, happiness, sadness.
Oh yeah,
No?
yeah, you did send me that.
Something like
yeah,
that?
Yeah. It
Yo,
was like a
he-
graph. Like
I don't know if this is all kind of like just formulated from the record label, you know what I mean,
Right.
like kind of marketing-ish, or if this is
His
really
idea.
him, which I like to believe.
I wouldn't doubt it because Janae Aiko, like she's really into that.
Yeah, huh? Like
So,
that whole like
the whole
mental
spiritual
prosperity thing.
awareness, yeah.
But yeah, he seems to be really digging into this, like himself.
That's cool.
His mental health, him living life. Oh, because one of the dial things was pressure. So he took four emotions that he was feeling over since his last album, and he basically made an album based on how he was feeling. So he would go from being
that's
happy to being under pressure to being sad.
Right,
It was a
right.
couple of them though.
Just feeling the emotions throughout.
And I don't know, this album, it seems pretty good. Like
Pretty
the
well put
whole
together.
idea behind it, the whole Better Me Than You. I seen a different video where he was talking about the title, and it was saying usually it's better you than me. Like, you don't want to jump into it. Like you'd rather them deal with that. But no, he was talking about this. He said, but no, in this life, you got to handle yourself before you can handle other things.
Right, right.
He was like
That's
from a
cool.
different perspective, and that's what he meant by the better me than you. Yeah, I mean,
So are you expecting this album to have just straight hitters or like nice
So-
chill music? Like what are you expecting?
so he's released 2 singles. I don't know if the first one
Is on the album.
is on the album or not. But it was the one where he's talking about the red dot. And remember, he's all buff without a shirt. I was like, yo, dude's looking pretty buff.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So he released that song. That song was good. And that song was like a rapidy song.
Kind of, yeah.
It wasn't like, I think I'll jump out the window. Like, no, this was like...
I do miss that. Like, whenever he had the...
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
that
I like
album,
that album.
you know? Yeah.
The one where he's sitting on the curve in front of the purple, like, houses.
Or I was talking about the where he's like in black and white, and then he's like wiping on the window.
The one where with Blessings with Drake.
Yeah.
That album was like
that album was a
that was like close to peak. Big
yeah,
Sean,
I have to say
like around that era.
Yeah. So are we expecting something like that, or are we expecting something chill? Like
I'm expecting something along the lines of like that. What I just said.
Are you?
Remember that album? It was the one I was just describing where he's with Eminem. He's like, make it, boy, gotta make it.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna have that kind of vibe a little bit.
That'd be dope.
You can shake my hand now, gotta shake it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's gonna be a little bit chill, like a little bit more thought out.
I think that'd be dope.
Conscious, but from what I've seen, it's gonna be kind of rappy a little bit.
I kind of hope that there's just a lot of like elements in this album. Like I want to see, like if he's experiencing multiple emotions, I kind of want to see each emotion for like another.
That
song.
would be crazy.
I think that would be really cool.
I mean, I've had that idea for an album before, and I haven't really seen a rapper do that. To be honest, like I'm sure it's been attempted before, but I haven't seen it on a commercial
Utilized,
success level, to where each song is like, oh, sad, happy, mad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, how do you
I've
do that?
never seen that
do that?
before.
Like how do you make it all
It's hard.
cohesive? Yeah.
It's hard unless the whole album theme and marketing is all about that. It's hard because the album usually is cohesive. Like the songs blend together. It's almost like one big song.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's usually how an album goes.
Big song.
But if you do an album where it's different emotions, it could be difficult.
It could be,
because you're looking at
match up
a
with
fast
vibes.
pace, slow pace. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be. This might be it. The better me than you might be what we're looking for.
Oh no, I'm excited to see like what he's bringing to the table. It's been a while since he released an album, right? Like, yeah, it's been.
I think the last
2
thing,
years.
the last thing he released was that song. It was the album called Detroit 2, where he's floating on the little like tricycles.
Sounds familiar.
There was a song with Nipsey Hussle. It was after he passed. There was a song on there with Nipsey.
Everybody got a song with Nipsey Hussle after he passed. Like,
you remember? Damn, I could see the album in front of my like eyes right here, but I'm having like, damn, what was some songs on there?
having a stroke?
Nah. I'm hearing ringing in my ears right now from that pop earlier.
2 of them.
Okay, so yeah, Big Sean. I'm listening to that album.
For sure.
I'm a Big Sean fan. This is something I'm gonna listen to, for sure.
For sure.
So what about you? You're on the same boat?
I like Big Sean a lot, so.
Right. Okay, so let's go from somebody really fit to somebody not so fit. That might be controversial, but I don't care. So let's talk about Lotto. Not like the lottery. We're talking about like the buffet Lotto. I'm talking shit. No. So Lotto, she's a really big girl that's all about like big women pride. Like she big. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's cool.
I'm not hating. She's just big. Like I'm a big guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's cool. I think you gotta do what you gotta do and target your audience, but shit. You know what I mean?
So Lotto, is it Lato or Lotto? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like
Latte.
Caramelato. I don't know. I'm dead. But she's releasing an album called, it's food related. I don't know if it's a coincidence. Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
That sounds.
How you feel about
I'm
that?
dead. You can make that into a chorus. Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Well, that's a song. I forgot what song it was. I'll find it.
I'll be honest with you. Probably not listening to this. I'm not. I don't really care for Lotto's music. I think she released that song that goes, I can't. I don't know. She's got some hitters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she made that?
I think so.
If she made that, I'll give her some respect to
No,
listen to this album.
she's got hits. Like she's not a little artist. That's why she's on the list. Yeah, I mean she's a big artist.
I'll
Like-
give her a respect and listen to the album.
Like if Megan Thee Stallion had a team of rappers,
Yeah.
I feel like Lotto would be on the team. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say she's like on Megan Thee Stallion level, like, But no, I would put. She's pretty significant. Like I'm telling you, I mentioned her. That's pretty significant.
I didn't know
Like,
she made that song, but I feel that. I'll give her respect and listen to that. For real talk.
So yeah,
it's
Sugar
cool.
Honey Iced Tea. I mean, is this an album you're listening to? Like, you know what I mean?
I'll go and scan, check it out, and if anything pops, I'll listen to it and be like, oh,
Okay, so this is something at least to check out potentially.
yeah.
Okay,
I think
I
so.
feel that. I think I'm there too.
I feel like she's, from what you just said, if she really sang that song, then I'd be like, all right. Like, if she made that song, then I'd be like, okay.
I cannot confirm nor deny, but
It's a completely
I
different
think that's
artist when
her
I'm
voice.
listening to it. Like,
I
yeah,
can see her singing it in my head. So yeah, my excitement level for that is maybe like a 5. I'll usually say a 5 if it's like kind of pushing. It's like a teeter totter on the.
I'll give it a
level.
6. I'll give it a 6.
So you're leaning a little bit more towards.
Yeah, just more
checking it
towards,
out?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So let me just be clear with this real quick.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about this album.
I think you do.
No, wait. Let me just talk real quick. He's released 4 to 5 songs that are singles. I don't know if they're all on the album or not. I'm gonna assume they are. I'm not really feeling any of those, just so you know.
Whoa.
And
That's a first.
so with that being said, I'm super excited for Logic to release Ultra 85.
So how have the other songs have been since, like you said, you haven't really been like feeling them? Like,
Super commercial, super like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it like that. You know what I'm saying? There's been a couple songs where it's like, oh, that's cool, that's kind of cool, but nothing that I could be like. Tory Lanez just released a couple songs from prison,
yeah, that was.
and most of them are alright, but there was one song that, dude, this song
we've been listening to.
I'll play this song whenever. And I
a good
only
song.
bring that up to say that Ultra 85, I've been waiting for this goddamn album since
Before he
he
got released.
teased it back with the Incredible True Story.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
He did talk about it.
They were traveling to, I'm probably wrong with all this, but anyway, in my thought process, they were traveling to Ultra 85. That this is the world,
Right,
the
right.
universe. You know what I mean? So this is like kind of like a long-awaited album if you're like a big Logic fan, and I don't know how to feel about it.
What if there's like 24 songs, and those songs that he just released as
Were
the
just some
singles
tosses-
were just some like, yo,
tossings?
this is just something for you to have
Hey,
right
that-
now?
that's
and the
best
rest of
case
them were
scenario.
Like, yeah, right.
That's best case scenario, but
best
why
case.
would you?
Y'all want 24
Re-
songs? Yeah.
Why not? That's cool. But why would you release those songs if you didn't think they were really good? You know what I mean? Like,
What if it's to lower your expectations so whenever you drop it, it's just
is
BOW!
that a thing?
Hell yeah.
Do you want? Is that like a good business move or no? Like, do you
mean, it
want to
can be.
lower expectations and then drop a masterpiece? You know what I mean? Like,
But then if it does work out and it does pan out your way, you're everywhere.
I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I get that. Like
You're everywhere on every social media.
that.
everywhere.
That's a cool. Like, if you were gonna plan something out, that would be something that's like, hey, let's kind of lower the expectation, like you're saying, and then once they hear this, that it's like,
this shit.
I know
off,
it's gonna. And
man.
then it's like, yo.
Hopefully for even just for your sake, like hopefully it is an album that you can really appreciate and be like, this is what I wanted. Like,
It's like weird, right? But like, think of, you know, that song. What is it called? Black Spider-Man, the one that he released.
yeah.
That song. I mean, the album. Everybody. You remember?
Yeah.
So, from what I've heard by this Ultra 85 so far,
That was a cool little music video.
I'm gonna say this is everybody-esque, but watered down. So like, it's almost like I'm talking like he's releasing some pop music, which is all right, but it's really catered to just selling. I don't know.
feel that,
I'm
I
just
feel
trying to understand and talk about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So-
I still got to dive in and re-listen to some of these singles, but like off my first impressions, and I'm a big Logic fan.
Yeah,
He's
no.
probably my favorite artist, and I maybe it's because I'm so particular and such a big fan that I'm worried. You know what I'm saying? Like in a type of way.
That's the anxiety.
I guess
Worrying about
I'm
something
worried
that's just-
about this fool for him.
I'm dead. I feel like he's released enough music to kind of be like you can relate to him enough. So I mean, what if he does have a bad project?
I don't know. He hasn't had one yet.
That's what I'm trying to say. So like, what if this is his time to have one bad project now?
This is Grandpa Logic. I'm dead. He had a kid, and he's already getting.
This
to
isn't
the
logic.
grandpa
This is
stage.
realization.
I'm dead. This isn't Logic. This is Todded.
I'm dead. Target.
Targaryen. Okay, there's
was a
some
fire show, I ain't
inside
gonna lie.
jokes going on. Some,
You gotta watch that.
I don't know. You said it starts slow and then it speeds
does
up.
start-
Like I just
if
don't
you-
got the time.
If you push every episode together and you watch them that way, then it seems like. But if you kind of space it out, it'll probably be good. But those last 3 episodes right now are like, you know what I'm talking about?
So,
You know what I'm talking about?
so yeah, I mean that's kind of like the music stuff going on. What do you? What's your hype level on Logic, real quick? Like, do you have?
7.
Okay, so we're probably gonna hear it. I mean, I'm gonna probably be playing it, so you're gonna end up hearing it at some point. But no, this is something that you more than likely hear, but maybe not like
Well, I'll check it out. Just be like, you know what I mean?
you're not gonna set aside things on your schedule to hear it though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like something like that.
Let's just say I put my headphones in and I have an entire day of work. I'm gonna listen to it while I'm at work.
To some of it. Okay, hard. So yeah, Polo G's out already. Coming up on August 9th, we got Big Sean, Lotto, and Logic. Plus more. There's other ones that
Leo season is great for music, baby.
Who?
Get it? Leo season. Is
Oh,
great for
Leo
music.
season is pretty good for music. I mean, Big Sean is very significant, and he's out. 4 days after your birthday? So
Big.
this week, you saw it. It is because
It is this week.
Tomorrow's the 5th, and then Friday would be the 9th.
Isn't that weird that Sunday's the start of the week?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Sundays are my Fridays. And so,
Hard.
oh wait, no. Sundays are my Saturdays.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Still hard.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
So moving right into the news. We got 2 things I thought were worth talking about. This podcast leans towards kind of the hip hoppy culture of the news, right? So unless it's some
That's true.
super significant thing, you know what I mean? We're not gonna like if an actor got injured or like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like if it's,
We might have would have talked about the Steve Baldwin stuff.
yeah, but I don't. That would lean into like a real like legal conversation. And
Would it?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the whole legal process. You know what I mean?
That's a good opinion in and of itself.
But that's the only reason why I never wanted to dive into it, because instead of it
But
being
this is not that like legal part. I mean, kind of.
well, okay, so Cardi B is pregnant and divorcing Offset. So this will be their 3rd kid, and they're divorcing. So I had told you before the pod started that this might not be a long conversation.
Right.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on maybe divorce and then like being pregnant and getting divorced.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
my thoughts with divorce, I personally think that whenever you get into a relationship with somebody, whether it's a friendship, you need to start to understand that, okay, I'm taking this person on with their faults. I'm going to be their friend through thick and thin. Like, you know what I mean? As long as they have good intentions towards me, I have good intentions towards them. So now you get into boyfriend, girlfriend. So now you got to take it a little bit more because now you're committing yourself to that person, right? So now it's boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm committing myself to you. I won't entertain other people. I'm going to do the best I can do to make sure you're good, and I hope the same back. Mm-hmm. So now if you get married, I feel like that's in an entirely another tier of like, I got your back. So it doesn't matter what you go through in life, what type of phase, I'm going to be there with you. So I feel
Does
like
that include divorce?
No.
or divorce to you is more solid, like solidified?
I think for me, like, I don't. If I were to ever get married, I wouldn't. Divorce isn't an option. If I ever actually decide to actually get to that option of being like, oh, I want to get married, I'm gonna get married. This is the person I'm gonna marry. Let's go get married. Like, you know what I mean? There's no divorce in that option. There's sleep on it. Fucking, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
So
get over
is
with.
this why? Just to kind of go on a tangent real quick, is this why marriage to you isn't like a impulsive decision? Like this is something that, like, oh, let's get married in a year. Like, no,
God.
you're like, this is something where I want to know who you are as a person.
I gotta know you, but
like,
the thing that separates from me knowing you now compared to me knowing you later is time. So I need that time. You know what I mean? I need to see how you react with certain situations or certain people, or how you act with your people, or how do you act with my people? How do you act with me alone? How do you act with me in front of people? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So he's got standards.
for sure.
That's what you call standards.
I don't play.
No, that really is like what would standards be? Because your standards for a woman are really high.
Are they?
Right. Well, yeah, but that just reflects the standards that you have for yourself.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So like you require yourself to be
Top
at
tier.
a higher standard.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? You work out harder than others. You know what I mean? Your discipline is on another level, right? You know what I mean? Your moral compass has got to be, the best. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Try to be.
that's why. So what I'm saying is, so you try to put yourself to be as best as you could.
Right.
So then you would just expect that from somebody that's gonna be your right hand. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would just be dope if, like, it's just a concoction of a dope drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this
Yeah,
ingredient.
you don't want
this
to put two ingredients that are gonna be both bitter.
Yeah, I don't
and
want.
then it just,
I don't want chocolate milk and orange juice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be good.
Ew.
Yeah.
I think I threw that up a long time ago, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons I don't like orange juice.
That's the divorce.
That's the trauma from the divorce. No, but for real, always whenever I smell orange juice, I could drink it if it's
Yeah.
cold. But if it's just regular orange juice, kind of not that cold, Luke. Yeah, the smell is just. I'm telling you, I threw that up a long time ago, and I smelled the throw up and the orange juice, and it was.
That's why I can't drink Mountain Dew Code Red.
Shit came out your nose,
Dude, yes. I'm not playing. My mom made me do it with, like, medicine, and I hated this medicine. And so she tricked me. She's like, here.
So now every time you smell or think of Code Red Mountain Dew, Code Red
Dew.
Mountain Dew,
Not
all you can think of is that medicine?
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it
And
is?
it's funny that if I were to have that medicine now, no trip. Like, I
But it's
whatever,
just
I'll just take it bare ass.
the food or the drink.
It's
that's
what
just
got
like,
associated with it. So it's tied to that emotional trauma back then.
that's why we
same thing.
have a memory, by the way. Our memory is a human instinct, so we know
What to
how
do
to
and
not
to do.
die. You know what I mean? So you having that memory, it's like, it's protecting you. Because it's like,
Remember that one time?
your mom's face. Oh my God.
You can see her like.
So,
All right, so divorce. I personally, I mean, if you're gonna get married to somebody, why divorce them? Like, why make that huge commitment step if you're not gonna take it all the way? Like, and I get that, like, you're so wound up in the moment, but at the end of the day, like, you need to make sure that you're fine with yourself and who they are as individuals. And if you don't know that jumping into a marriage, like, I honestly don't think anybody under, like, you need to be like 30 and above to get married. Like, you know, I think it's weird.
it's funny because the world thinks otherwise. But yeah, I'm on the same boat as you are.
You are a child until you barely reach 21. Like, you know what I mean? And then now you're just a grown-ass child until you're 30. And then now it's like, okay, like, I'm starting to, like, understand this thing a lot better. You know what I mean? Like,
You're like, wow, I can understand a woman now.
yeah, like, I understand your feelings or even your perspective. Like, you know what I mean? Back then, it was just like, nah, you're tripping. You're crazy. Women are from
Bro, the naysayers watching this, they're like, I had it figured out at 19. Like,
Bet you did.
I bet you did, my guy.
Still manager at Walmart.
Divorced 3 times, 4 kids.
Shit.
So yeah, I'm on the same basically like idea as you, and I mean that's why I'm not married right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, but you
I
guys.
think marriage. Yeah, no, we're like we do everything that a marriage does anyway.
Yeah, I was like, y'all are married anyway. Y'all just missing the rings and the taxes.
But I think you really got to know the person to get married.
Yeah.
Like, come on, don't just tie the knot and be like, we're gonna live and grow together. That sounds like 50-50 to me. Like, is this gonna work out?
Yeah,
maybe. Is it not? And
It's
you guys
kind
are
of
gonna split? Maybe.
You're playing darts blindfolded.
You kind of want to see the target. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see where I'm throwing.
So if I can see the target of like what I'm gonna marry, like cool, like you know what I mean, like rather than just being like, hey, like we've been dating for 2 years, let's get married. Like, what is 2 years in the grand scheme of life? Like, what is 2 years? Like, you can sacrifice another couple to make sure.
Like a big deal. No, but people are always pressured in a rush in their 20s, getting out of high school. You know what I mean? They think they know what's going on.
That's their fault.
Yeah, it sucks. Don't rush into getting married.
Don't rush into nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to take a little break from school and you feel like you need just a couple months extra, go ahead, take that break. Mm-hmm. You know when they just get out of high school and they rush straight into college?
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
I didn't know what I was going to do after high school, and then I figured it out after the fact.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
My opinion on the fact that she's pregnant while getting this divorce, Offset, you whack, my boy. Like,
Slick. Yeah,
if I could like say anything, like you couldn't have waited till she had the baby, or you couldn't have just held that nut back.
But now you got to reverse it back a little bit more. How many times have they been cheating on each other? Like,
yeah, but why did they have? I mean, I guess she's the one that filed for the divorce,
right?
So why are you having kids with somebody that's been cheating on you and stuff? I don't know.
Or that you're cheating on. Like, why would you have a child with somebody you're cheating on?
Bad time.
That's insane to me. That is.
She is pregnant with his third baby, and they're in divorce court. So,
well, I mean, I hope y'all get through whatever y'all need to get through, and you know what I'm talking about.
Moving on to our last news topic. This is disclaimer. I don't know a lot about all this stuff. You know what I mean? I just got my opinion.
I feel that.
And my opinion is, I would say my opinion comes from a moral good place. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, nah, fuck that. Like, no, like, I'm going to think about it and give you a well thought out opinion.
He does that in real time, by the way.
And, okay, so there is a female boxer by the name of, excuse me if I mess this up, Imane Khelif.
I think it's Imane.
Imane Khelif, okay.
Imane Khelif.
So, basically, she went to the Olympics, and people are quitting their fights mid-fight because they're getting hurt.
There's just one.
Huh?
There's just one.
It was just one?
Yeah, it was just one.
Oh, I thought there was another one, like, yesterday. In the quarterfinals or something. Because she's still moving up in the ladder or something.
No, I thought it was just one.
I thought it might have been another one, but
okay.
let's just go with that. Anyway, there's a big controversy because apparently this female boxer has some sort of defect. And it's on a super, super microscopic level to the point where her chromosomes are basically testing positive that she's a man. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
So, here's my thing. If you're born a man, you got to do man shit for the rest of your life. If you're born a woman, you got to do woman shit for the rest of your life. It's just.
So what does that mean? How do you know if you're born a man or a woman?
If you got a penis or you got a vagina, like either or, you're 50-50.
Okay, so you're talking about the physical thing, not like if it's a mental illness. You're talking about like,
or not like an abnormal weird growth or ingrowth.
Mm-hmm. So if you were born with female reproductive organs, which is a vagina, a uterus, all the baby making stuff.
Yeah, you got the milk makers, you got everything. So
you're a woman.
You're a woman.
Okay, so we're just breaking this down.
Right,
I'm not stating facts or nothing, right? So okay, that makes sense, right?
I get that, but at the end of the day, like a woman can have high testosterone. Like, how is that?
I think that might be different from having
the chromosomes?
defected chromosomes that are XY chromosomes. Because women are supposed to have chromosomes that are XX.
XX, right?
Right, and then males should have chromosomes that are XY, right?
Right.
So let me read a couple facts here from what happened, and then we can talk about it. So she has a chromosome defect, right? She was born with female reproductive organs, everything,
Right.
and all the facts, all where she was born, grew up. You know what I'm saying? She has female reproductive organs. For all like arguments, she's a woman, right? The only thing is apparently she has chromosomes XY. Okay, so
That's like Eric Cartman's mom.
okay, so the Olympic Committee basically said this.
Didn't they say that she complied with all
So
the tests, all everything?
so she's a biological female,
right.
and she's allowed to compete. So that is the facts right there. She's a biological female, and she's allowed to compete.
This would only bother me is if this was a man and then transitioned over to a woman to do this. To me, that's pathetic.
Yeah. So on that, if it was a trans issue,
yeah,
then it would be okay. Like
burn that motherfucker at the stake. Like, you know what I
I'm
mean?
dead. That's
Just like, I wouldn't say all that, but it is kind of no. What all I'm just saying is like, if especially like in the bot, like
I get what you mean. Yeah, it's like me
putting your hands on a woman in such a way that you know that you're gonna win anyway, and then try to get an advantage. Like, come on now.
I know it's hard to like talk about and you know because everybody has these crazy opinions, right?
Morals
But
and
like
beliefs and shit.
think about me, Bliss, right? Born a male with male reproductive organs. If I
I'm
just
gonna go fight Gabby.
if I just decided one day that you know what I feel like inside I'm a female, cool, great. I'm allowed to think that
Cakes.
way. I'm allowed to think that way if I want, right? So then I go about doing some transitional surgeries, right? So now I have a female, like from the outside looking in, I have a female looking organ, right? Anyway, imagine me going and fighting in the women's Olympics.
You'd be hitting those hoes.
Okay, so that right there, what I just kind of laid out, that's the trans issue.
Right.
Okay, now let's be really clear. This Olympic thing that's going on in the Olympics, this is not a trans issue.
Right.
Okay, so I was reading something, right? And apparently that is the big topic that has to be... You can't talk
Dispersed.
about both of them at the same time because
Right.
this isn't a trans issue. This lady, she was born in... what country? Did you remember the country? Algeria?
Algeria. There we go.
Okay, so it just... I don't know the tiny little detail, right? But I did see this. In Algeria, trans people have no rights.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
apparently, I don't know if they do that or not, but apparently they like sentence them to death and stuff. Like
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know how to get into that because
Right.
you
I
know
don't know.
that's a crazy.
I
But why would they send a trans athlete from a country, from their country that they do
To
not
represent
support
them.
trans people? Yeah, to represent Algeria. So let's get that like. I feel like I'm advocating at this point, but I'm
feel
not.
I get what
I'm
you
just
mean.
fighting for the fact that this isn't a trans issue.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that are like, no, hell no, you can't turn into a man and go fight in the... It's not one of those issues.
And I think that
Yeah.
that's being pressed more upon the crowd than everything else. Like, oh, this man in women's boxing is
And it doesn't help that we're going through an election year to where all these politics
very sensitive about
on the Republican side are like, oh, no, you know, and then all the people on the Democratic side are like, oh, you know, choice.
Yeah.
This doesn't even need to be in this conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. If she was born a woman and she's competing in woman things, then that is her right. But
Right.
at the end of the day, if it was not that case and this person was a man transitioned over to a woman and then doing this,
That would be a whole big controversy.
it also
and I
wouldn't-
could understand that.
But it also wouldn't just be a controversy on him or her.
it would be
I don't
on
know.
the whole like Olympics.
It would be on
and
the
all that.
whole scheme of the Olympics for allowing that to take part and happen on such a big stage.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest stage you could be on. The Olympics is the biggest stage
It's
any
the world,
athlete.
it's the world's best
it's
athletes.
the world's number one thing to get together to see who's better at
This
what.
is the only thing I could think of that the world can agree on to participate in the Olympics.
yeah.
North Korea was there
And
with
South Korea.
with South Korea, and they were taking selfies. Like
With
come
China.
on. Like come on,
That was
bro.
hard.
You can't have a more like worldly thing that just brings the world together.
That's pretty
You know
cool.
what I mean?
That's pretty cool. I love it. I love that, man. But
Okay, so on that, I just was kind of diving into it. I just wanted to really make it clear to those that don't know and don't care to read about it or know what's going on. It's not a trans issue. This woman was born with a defect. Okay, so now let's talk about that real quick. If you were born with some sort of defect that could potentially give you an advantage, what does that mean? Because this is almost talking about like, oh, Usain Bolt was born too tall with too much muscle. You know what
In
I'm
a
saying?
way, like, in a way.
it's
It's
kind of
just sorry
that,
for you.
It's
Like-
kind of that argument.
you know what I mean?
Like you could either say, oh, she's got an advantage and it's cheating, or you can look at the really tall basketball player and be like, oh, he's too tall, he's cheating. So like this is kind of that same argument
Around the same
in a
yeah,
way, right?
yeah.
Because
like Yoel Romero, he
you're
has,
born this way.
You know, Yoel Romero, the UFC fighter, he's just stacked. The dude is just
he just,
stacked,
like-
but he's natural. And they're saying like the tendons in his eyes are so thick, they're like 3-4 times thicker than a normal human. And
So what does that mean? He could take a punch or what?
He can take and deliver. Like
Hey, that
so that's what I'm trying to say.
you were
Though.
born that way, right?
If you're born that way and you're kind of showing light into what you were born with, then that's all you. Like, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do. But, like I said again, if you're not born that way and you try to fit in that stereotypical, like, kind of like lane, I think that's messed up. And I think that
Oh,
there
yeah,
should
yeah.
be, I think there should be some serious, like, drawback to that.
I don't think that is allowed in the Olympics.
No.
It's a clear advantage. You know what I'm saying? If
I
you're
mean, it is
born a
advantage.
male and you have male-sized muscles and bones, you know what I'm
That
saying?
girl said, she said, I had to quit because I'd never been hit that hard in my entire life. I'm not even gonna lie. You know how many times I've heard that? Like, that's hard.
I'm
Nah,
dead.
you know what I mean? So-
Yo, Mighty's been told that mid-fight.
No,
Like,
like, yo,
you
not
know
even
what I'm
lied.
saying?
Not even lied. Like, this is cool.
He said, damn, this boy, you hit hard. Harder than me. Fuck.
Don't stroll to me. No.
So,
but,
okay, so would it be fair for me to say that if her Imane Khelif, that's her name, I think, right? If she were to become, you know, the Olympian for boxing in the female sport, would it be safe to say that she was born a certain type of way, but she is the best female fighter in the world? I'm not talking about UFC. I'm not
No,
talking
no,
about,
right.
I'm talking
But
about the Olympics.
for the Olympics, right? Yeah.
Would it be
Well,
safe?
then you just get titled as like a medalist. So now you're getting placed. Now, which of your placement did you
So
get? Gold,
she would
silver,
be
bronze?
the gold winner, born genetically gifted, I guess, right? That's
Right.
what you could you say that?
For a woman in a combative environment, yeah.
So genetically gifted, she wins and can't do nothing about it. She got there, right? Like
I mean, at the end of the day,
it's funny because people probably say this is a super left leaning podcast because
Yeah.
they're, you know what I mean? That's
I
just
don't really
that's
matter
how
to
the
me.
media would twist a conversation like this.
Or they
Just,
would
you know.
chop out like 3 seconds of our conversation. You know what I mean? No, you got to rush the whole thing. Like,
We're diving into this whole thing. If it leans a little bit left, that might be just because we're open minded.
oh,
I don't know.
I don't know which way you're going with that.
I would say no. Damn. I would say we're right in the middle because I like everybody's opinions.
Yeah, I like the middle.
I like
That's
to
cool.
take.
I like perspective.
I like to take the controversy
Yeah.
and kind of break it down to the reality of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
feel that.
that's where I'm at. So,
Life's good.
you know, I feel bad for the other athletes that maybe aren't as gifted, but she's just gifted in that way. She was born that way, and you know,
All I do
more
gotta
props
say
to her.
is it's terrible losing. And so if you in your mind really believe that you lost to another gender, I could see why that's hitting you as hard as it is. but then to also find
She's
out,
like, yo, coach, she hitting as hard as you, coach.
I'm like,
She's like, yo, coach, she hitting as hard as you, coach.
didn't even make it out the first round.
It's easy to see where the controversy is.
47 seconds in the first round.
I get it. You've knocked somebody out in fucking 20 seconds.
Yeah, 26 seconds.
You know, it's how you frame the situation. You know what I'm saying? You knocked a dude out, a dude to dude, in like 20 seconds. How long did it take?
47.
She knocked a girl out in 47 seconds.
No, I think she quit. Like, she literally sat down and was just
okay,
like...
so when you frame it with all these other variables...
That is a TKO.
Oh, this is... No. Just stop framing things.
Yeah,
take the filters off and look at everything...
Present it for what it is.
For what it is. Yeah. So a lot of people do that. When they want to judge something, they'll put the filter...
Well, that's their ego.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They're trying to force it to fit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if she's a woman doing woman things in a woman sport, and you just so happen to be, like, Alex Pereira, like, you know what I mean? Like, that sucks for anybody that she's fighting against, but if this is an actual woman, I'm for it. But if it's a man, and somehow you got through tests and doing certain things to make you seem like a woman, and then... I think you should be barred from fighting.
There's another category for people like that, right?
Oh yeah, why don't they just make like a? This is off topic, but also another
a
thing.
trans Olympics.
Yeah, why don't they make a trans Olympics, like a trans like?
I don't think the ratings would be very high.
It wouldn't, but you know they can have their own thing over there. Like, you know what I mean?
They could if they really want to cater to that audience as well, they can just include it in the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Wait, let's dial this back a second.
Thing.
I don't have no problems with trans people. I got friends that are trans. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you could do whatever you want with your life, and depending on who you are when showing yourself, I'm gonna either fuck with you or I'm not.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I don't care
Gay
either.
People, trans people, lesbians don't matter to me.
I'll joke about it though because I think
though.
of myself doing something like that, and it's like it's kind of like that's wild. You know, that's a little bit wild. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have nothing against that either.
Right.
But
I'm not scared of anybody coming back and being like, I'll give a dab. But
yeah, we'll take all the heat.
Yeah,
I don't care. Something that most people don't realize is that we're just up here giving our
biased opinions.
No, I was gonna say giving our carefree. I didn't mean the take the back. The carefree opinions.
Carefree opinions. I like that.
I'm here to take all the shots, and I will continue to give my carefree opinion.
And if you want to see them personally look good, no, just like
no, but this wouldn't be the Underrated AF podcast
right.
if we didn't give our, just objective, personal opinions.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
I feel like our opinions are underrated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, was there anything like in the news that was like that I didn't mention? That
you
wanted to talk about?
That just kind of was kind of like the main topic. One Piece just dropped today. I will be enjoying that. Garb just got to the island, so y'all know what that means if y'all be watching.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but it sounded cool. It sounded like I'm missing out.
Yo, my boy.
Dude just got to the island. It's about to get wild.
Yo, like, no, for real. Like, this is a crazy moment about to happen right now. So it's like super excited. So with that being said, y'all need to go watch. Does anybody need to go watch Wolverine and Deadpool? Like, do you think that's a good one? Like, watch over once?
Okay, so we'll end with that.
Yeah.
So let's give our I meant to do that. I forgot. Let's give our opinions real quick on Deadpool and our thoughts, and then we'll close this out.
Yeah.
Good to go? So, since you asked, you know what I'm saying, I'll answer. Okay, so Wolverine, Deadpool, I would give it a 10 out of 10. I would put the movie on and watch it with Kayla right here in the living room. I would suggest other people watch it. It was a good movie. It was funny. It was action-packed. There were moments that were like, yo. You know what I mean? The only thing I will say, and this isn't even a negative, this is just like common sense, kind of. Like, this is what happened. That it's not a spoiler, but this is kind of like maybe a plot. A little bit of a plot thing. Could I talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wait.
basically,
Potential spoiler review. Now.
potential spoiler, but this isn't really like something that's gonna blow the whole movie, and now it's not a surprise. Whatever.
Yeah, no, the whole
So,
movie is just like an entirety of it.
The only thing I gotta say about the movie is that how much longer are they gonna be saving the sacred timeline? Because basically, a timeline gets disrupted and needs to get saved. It gets saved, and that's it. So in the grand scheme of movies, nothing really happened.
At the
You
end
know
of the
what I'm saying?
day.
Like, and I don't want to say that I gave the movie a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
No, it was really enjoyable.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear though, that this didn't really expand the universe. This was almost like kind of like
I don't think it was meant to. Like, when has Deadpool ever really expanded upon the universe? Like,
it
that's
has
what I'm
it.
thinking.
It kind of it does have that vibe of kind of just like being funny with the universe, and it's like a side thing.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like it. It was a good movie. It was kind of like if you had a main series of books, this was kind of like that. This was the Hobbs and Shaw of Fast and the Furious. Like, this was that side thing. You know what I mean?
I think there's 5 appearances in that movie that will drive people that you haven't seen it yet, that will make people like,
Oh yeah, there was a couple people and like actors, whatever, that it would get you excited to see Marvel movies.
them
moving forward.
active in their roles again. It's just cool. Like, that might be a spoiler, but it is really cool to like see a rumor become true, somebody come back, people come back to reprise certain things, and then it's just cool to like see it being actually just a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also really fucking funny. Like,
It was really funny.
like
The whole intro cinematic with was it like
Backstreet
Britney
Boys?
Spears?
those Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay. I'm dead.
Ba, ba, ba.
That whole intro scene was something, and it sets the vibe for the entire movie. So that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah. But it was good. It was funny. I feel like if y'all
Hugh Jackman did his thing.
Yo, not even gonna lie, we got to see a lot of Wolverine in this movie in particular, and I kind of feel like this movie was kind of like
It was almost like a Wolverine movie.
It was almost like a Wolverine
Kinda,
movie. Yeah.
Definitely Deadpool, but definitely Wolverine, like Wolverine and Deadpool. I wouldn't
watched-
say this is just Deadpool. Like,
I watched
Wolverine
Logan last
and
night.
Deadpool.
Like,
Did you?
hell yeah,
Hard.
Logan was hard,
Did it hit?
dude. It probably hit harder now.
Not some.
Nah. It hit harder that first time you watched it because it was just like you never seen a movie like this that was like comic, like, but like set in this tone. But it was cool. But yeah. So anyway,
So would you suggest people watch it?
Deadpool Wolverine or Logan?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Both.
Watch it. Great movie.
I'm gonna give
I
it
think
8.
the next-
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna
An
give it
8?
8.
Okay.
I think
That's
it was,
fair.
for me, it was really enjoyable. I think 8's really high. So like a 10 is like, you know what I mean?
I would just say a 10 is a must-see movie, but that's a whole nother like rating scale.
Yeah,
you know what I
feel
mean? An 8, you would give it an 8 as far as like the Marvel universe, like as a whole. Or
I'm just like rating it as it is. Like,
okay,
I feel like the
I feel
ending
that.
could have been just a little bit different, maybe.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
I think it could have just left us with a better taste in our mouths. To
I know what
leave
you mean. Okay,
the ending, but I was like, I'm
that's
good.
not a negative, by the way.
No,
That's-
not at all, not at all.
I'm getting the lingo that he's spilling. You know, someone. All right, y'all. So the next big movie I want to see is Alien Romulus. That movie looked
Ain't
crazy.
that 2 weeks from now?
That's on like the 18th of August. So yeah, like 2 weeks from now.
Yo, Leo season going up, baby.
It is going on.
Let's go.
It's crazy. All right, y'all. So
weak.
happy birthday to Zay one more time. 29 years old. Super crazy coincidence. 29th episode of the
29,
pod.
29.
Crazy. 29,
Crazy.
29. 21. I wanted to go out and say his ad libs real quick, but I didn't want to get that vulgar. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you. No.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all next week for another episode of the Underrated AF Podcast.
30.
We love y'all. Peace. 30. I'm
30.
Hard.